the loser of this has to face off against Mars to make it out. So this is no small feat. It is imperative for someone to set the tone early here.
Yeah, and I remember fighting against Mars. Mars just had a great victory against Fatality off stream earlier.
Exactly.
Like he lost game 1, but then pulled through with the 3 games in a row.
He beat, that was actually against Manny, actually. That was
it was off stream. It was Fatality.
Yeah, exactly. Well, no, the Manny, regardless. Sorry. I am caught up here right now.
No, we're good. We're good.
Exactly.
We got Sonic versus Villager. We saw this at Takaigi 2017 when Ken won 2-0 against Ranai.
Yeah, I feel like this is going to be probably our slowest pace match of top 16 here today. It seems really simple. Whoa!
Yo, you say that, but I see him almost taking that second balloon.
Lies. I have been told. Lies. I felt like this was going to be a slow matchup, but Ken completely breaking the script there and just trying to end Ranai in the first 45 seconds.
Yeah, and actually at Takaigi, like, basically it was a pretty quick set. The whole YouTube video that I watched was like 7 minutes long, so I can't imagine. Like, I guess maybe they just kind of go ham on each other. It's the Japanese way.
And do you know if that was a best of 3, a best of 5?
Best of 3.
Okay,
yeah,
best of 5 in 7 minutes.
Yeah,
sounds ridiculous.
No, it definitely is. But Ken won 2-0 against him. You know, it was a quick 2 games. Started on Smashville. I could definitely when ran up there and hit him with that forward smash. He was just trying to grab onto the ledge.
Ken does not have 2 frames, my friend. Ken has as long as he feels like to hit that.
Exactly. We're seeing a lot of baits from Ken here. You know, using his side B shield cancel in order to bait out the Lloyd Rocket. He used a spot dodge to avoid another net grab. Using his F smash, everybody start to stale at this point.
See him step back here, reset the neutral here. Both players just staring at each other a few character lengths away, daring someone to make a mistake.
Okay, Ranai hitting with the neutral air, trying again to push Ken off stage. Ken is running back and forth, you know, keeping his groove, giving Ranai the space he needs until he short hops, back airs him off stage, taking away the first blood from Ranai.
And now things are going to get a little bit difficult. Sonic has the speed to stay out of the range of the Fairs, the Bears, the Lloyd Rockets that Ranai is going to need to build up this extra percent. It's going to take some kind of hard read now without any kind of more neutral exchanges for him to get in position to close out the stock.
And a weird trajectory from that homing attack coming from Ken, just going to the left side and just, he was left wide open on the ground, but Ranai wasn't quick enough to get towards him. He has him off stage, throwing a lot of slingshots, drops a bowling ball down for him, but Ken, being super smart and aware, goes for the up B underneath the stage so that he avoids narrow death.
Sitting already right now at 113. Ranai only taking 4% so far, but Ken well on his way to adding just a little bit more.
Ranai being a little cheeky on that platform. You know, villagers have such a great opportunity to throw out a forward smash on the ledge to drop it down onto the stage, and he saw that Ken was kind of running back and forth. Why not drop it out, see if it actually lands on him?
Yeah, how many times have we seen the bowling balls, the plants come down, anything that they could, it's just a barrage of projectiles when you're fighting against the Animal Crossing mayor like this.
Now we got the Speed Demon Sonic running back and forth, trying to close this gap against Ranai, but Ranai is just setting up the zone, changing the pace completely from the last time these two faced.
You would almost think that Ranai was the one in the lead right now.
Yeah, that's what's crazy is Ranai is the one zoning out Ken, even though Ken has the stock lead.
Yeah, Ranai lost that stock close to a minute ago now, but it's only taken 7%, where Ken has probably touched him twice now.
And you know what's going through Ken? Oh, he's trying to go off with that down air, trying to take away that stock as any way he possibly can. But I think the reason Ken is still approaching is because he wants a little bit of a buffer on that percent lead before he loses his first stock. A timeout might not necessarily happen, but as the clock dwindles down to the 0, there's only 2.5 minutes left.
Yeah, and Ranai with only being able to do 136% now here in the first 3.5 minutes. I mean, oh my gosh,
yeah.
The deep trajectory and the 3 turnips afterwards too. Ranai trying to cover every option, but Ken continues to make it back until finally at almost the 4-minute mark, Ranai finally closes out a stock, but there's only 25% separating them right now.
Yeah, and that's exactly why Ken was playing so aggressive. He wanted to get a little bit more of a lead. I don't know if you noticed, but Ranai actually watered the plant back there just a little bit because you have to water it for so long in order to have it turn into a tree.
Exactly.
But he didn't want to be into a tree just yet.
He's planting the seed, if you will.
Literally. Now we see Ken, you know, dashing back and forth, going for a lot of side B shield cancels in order to try to shield any of the projectiles that Ranai's throwing his way.
We're down to almost 90 seconds right now, and 28% separates them.
Things are starting to start to turn up a little bit as Ken is just desperately trying to close that gap, only a 40% deficiency away from him.
Oh, the good nair there, beating that out just barely, adding a little bit more percent on. But this still, like these 2-3% at a time is not going to be able to do it. He's going to have to get something besides these weak hits. He's going to have to try to close the distance and fight Sonic face to face, which is what Ken wants. He doesn't want to have to fight this projectile battle. He wants this exactly. He wants a mistake into a grab, guaranteeing him percent.
And that's where Sonic's best strength is running in there and getting a grab because he gets so much off of it. He didn't get quite the correct follow-up he was looking for against Ranai, but now we're dwindling down to 50 seconds left. Ranai at 61%, continuing to just throw all these projectiles in order to try to get a little bit of a lead. Ranai playing a little bit more aggressive now because he's being forced to as that clock dwindles down.
But unfortunately, Villager just doesn't have the ground speed to really make this up. It's going to take a couple of moments of marksmanship for this to really work out. 20% now with 30 seconds left. Villager's quite capable of this, but he has to get in his face.
And that's exactly what Ranai is doing. He's just applying tons of shield pressure against Ken. There's only 20 seconds left. Ken going for the up B at it and trying to land back down onto the ground.
13%. And that
hits him with the forward smash. He's not giving up the kill.
He
has to lead by 4%. Ranai can actually run away with this lead.
But he gets
Ken runs in. He runs in with a neutral air. There's only 9% left. Ranai's looking for a hit. Any sort of hit. Ken gets a grab, back throws him,
going to go
runs away.
Across the stage. He's out of here completely. Spring away. We are done, folks.
There's nothing Ranai could have done. Ken did the most opportune moment at the end. He went for the spin shot in the air, went as high as possible because he knows that Ranai couldn't do anything when he was that high up. I know a lot of players, when the clock starts to get to the 0-second mark, they get a little bit afraid and just like jump off and go for an air dodge or something because they're invincible, and then they get punished.
How many times we have seen throughout the course of Smash history, when you see that 5 appear on the screen, all thoughts go out the window. You are desperately trying to escape. We've seen it ADHD versus 0 in Brawl. We've seen so many times where it's 5, 4, 3, and at the last
then Ally reads that spot, that air
second,
dodge off stage on my lag, cruising forward airs him.
Momocon, not even 2 weeks ago.
Okay, so going straight back to Smashville, Ken taking away game number 1. Now what's interesting is that at Tokaigi, Ranai actually counterpicked Ken to Battlefield, but I guess he felt more comfortable here on native land, Animal Crossing, Smashville.
There's loyal denizens watching and supporting in the background. But I mean, we start already. The barrage begins. And Ranai's going to play from this ledge so often. It's a very rare toolkit that allows a character to play out of the corner like Villager does. And he does it oh so well with these just jump from ledge into fair and bair, sets up the Lloyd Rocket to protect his stand-up. There's so much he can do right now.
And what's super interesting about that timeout compared to other timeouts I've seen in Smash is that like they're not really running away from each other. They're staying in each other's faces. They're just going for the safest attacks possible while still applying pressure, and that's why they're still like in each other's faces, even though not much damage is happening. It's only been a minute, 18 damage tacked onto Ranai.
Yeah, they spent the 6 minutes of game 1 within at least 1 or 2 roll ranks of each other. There was no Sonic camping. There was no spin dash on the other side of the stage. They each fought one another face to face and man to man and to the last possible second. And it looks like we have a similar path here. And this time, Ranai starting off with the lead, setting up this quick 23% on Ken. But we're looking at a minute and a half in, and neither player is close to losing a stock.
I feel like Ranai's playing the game he always does, just throwing out careful hits, applying pressure right in front of his face. But Ken is having a little bit of a trouble just trying to extend his combos. I feel like he's too afraid because he feels like if he goes a little bit too ham, he's going to take some massive damage from Villager.
Wow, he goes for the high back air there, but Ranai almost planning for it, putting the Lloyd Rocket where almost no one would be hit by it, but Ken putting himself in front of it there. Now, but Ken does manage to take an ever so slight lead, 2 minutes in, and 2% separate these players.
Ken trying to back off away from Ranai. He has him against the edge of the stage, but he just kind of lets him get away with it scot-free because he shoots off the Lloyd Rocket. Ken's too afraid of shielding against it for the fear of getting a tick grab. Ranai being able to get a grab right after the shield pressure.
Just the tip of the toes there with the bear pushing Ranai back off stage. Going to see the back throw, of course.
That's why we see Ken, rolling into the edge of the stage so he can get that grab into a back throw. Ranai once again trying to get the grab. We see a possible attempt of a trump coming from Ken. But Ranai saw it coming, just immediately get back down onto the stage. They're nearing high percent. Ranai at 122 with Ken at 95.
Yeah, you can see Ken starting to really put together the thoughts. How is he going to get that raw back air that we saw game 1 that allowed him to close it out so easily?
Even a neutral air could work at this point. You see all the sparks coming from that first hit, but you know what? He gets a grab into a back throw. Ken taking away the first stock again.
That's the beautiful part of that Sonic back throw. You can start it at that third mark of the stage, and Sonic will flip back towards the edge. Positioning is not as important as we see with other characters, and that allowed him to close that out. Now Ken, we're going to see maybe he slips into that more Wrath-esque style when he says, I need to close out this win, and while I have my 30%, which he tried to get game 1 and is about what he got now, obviously disregarding that and going into more damage here, but it seems like it would almost behoove him to play that step away game because there's only so far that Villager's projectiles will work.
Okay, Wrath rolling onto the stage. I know Ranai's been trying to condition Ken with a lot of these forward smashes off stage to force Ken to roll onto the stage so he can get a kill from like a possible fireworks up smash or even an axe cut if he has a tree planted.
I mean, not only that, the stick is going to be very dangerous now. He can kill with up tilt at these percents.
That's the tick grab I was talking about. He actually used the Lloyd Rocket to apply shield pressure against Ken. Managed to land the net. Here comes a forward smash. Ken avoiding near death by trying to use the up B up underneath the stage.
Ken is 2 for 2 right now, threading that needle every time, getting past this, and he is continuing to just extend this lead. We're going to see most likely the forward throw here, but that's not going to kill. Villager's back throw is the powerful one, and he avoids the tree, too.
That was such a great setup coming from Ranai. He cut the tree off to send it down towards Ken, forcing him to air dodge and try to go down with a down air to punish said air dodge that he forced against Ken. That's the traps that we love to see. But now, Ranai's at 87%. Ken still on his 2 stocks with 168%, but it doesn't matter. Lands the up smash.
Baby.
What? Sonic's using up smash in 2017, actually working out. Ken's the only one that I see use up smash with Sonic the Hedgehog and actually connect a kill.
That killed sub 90% too.
Max rage.
That has got to be demoralizing for Ranai, who played even more of his game from game 1, but it just completely backfired. Both of these players giving themselves a thumbs up. Ranai is going to have to pull down deep to prevent this 3-0 right now.
We're jumping back into the hot seat. Ranai finally committing to the battlefield counterpick that he did in the prior set they played.
And this is the first time Ranai has faced an elimination game this tournament so far. So it's very important to realize that sometimes you have to really prepare yourself for that mindset. You're not just ready to go into a game 5 or a game 3 scenario right away.
Ken just actually landed a spring jump against Ranai, forcing Ranai to go up with him, getting that up air. That's a little bit of a trick that Sonics like to go for. And because it was so weird because the spring stayed on the ground in the center of the stage, that was so weird.
And yeah, it looked embedded into the stage too.
I think it was part of the scenery. Oh, connecting all these back airs. This is the Ken we all know and love. Connecting all those attacks.
Oh, Goldilocks and the 3 bears right now, man. That's the 3rd one in a row.
He's
so
starting to
much
feel himself.
damage.
This is the Ken that I wanted to see, because Ken's been a little bit too afraid to commit to a lot of attacks, but you know what? His strategy is working against Ranai. He's up 2-0, but now he's being slightly more aggressive.
And it's so great to finally see him and all these other Japanese players out here. It's really a test of their own mettle because they play against their countrymen so often, but to go against the world here when you get to come to CEO, when you have Europe and all of North America come down to Florida, it's such a fantastic opportunity. And he's making the most of it right now, looking like he has punched his ticket into top 8.
Ken getting that pivot grab from a mile away, looking like a Bowser pivot grab with that range. Ranai trying to apply pressure with that forward air in order to try to give him a little bit of a relief to get back onto the stage. But Ken is dancing, narrowly avoids the bowling ball.
That's the benefit about that, though. He drops that bowling ball and is immediately able to put up that shield and avoid the response.
Ken is really hungry for a forward smash currently. He has yet to land it, but something that's in his mind, Ranai is starting to adapt to it. He knows he's fishing.
Runs up and does it. Oh, and the perfect shield still.
He avoided the pummel by using a forward smash after it. But he just held a little bit too long because he could have made that connect through the jab if you let it rip just a tad sooner.
This is probably the closest we have seen the first stock so far. And as I say that, another beautiful pivot grab that's not going to kill, though. Battlefield much too large to guarantee anything just yet. He just does it again.
That was a smart setup coming from Kenny. Goes for a short hop back air, catching the jump off of Ranai, forcing him to air dodge into the ground so he can get a free grab. He actually went through the balloons with that up air. Ken playing out of his mind. He has Ranai at 150%.
We saw him go for another pivot grab there. If he's able to backflip towards the sledge now, it will guarantee him this stock. And we're looking at almost a 3-minute mark, and neither players have shed a drop of blood yet.
Trying to connect that up tilt.
Oh,
saw the throw coming, Rosalina. He saw it coming, went for the spot dodge, placed the spring on the top platform in case Ranai was not paying attention and spawns right onto it to waste his invincibility.
Yeah, it's so important to come down with those iframes and take as much advantage of them as possible. Ranai unable to do that, not putting any percent on Ken while he's at 0, and Ken already tacking on a fresh 20.
You know, he got that grab into a back throw. This is one of Ranai's traps. You know, even though he doesn't land the bowling ball off stage against his opponent, he's still placing it down there, so his opponent has to respect it and maneuver in a way. It's to manipulate his opponent to move onto the stage, so it forces away one of his options. He has to either roll onto the stage or use normal get up.
Absolutely.
And Ranai has a 50-50 chance of catching it with an up smash or an up tilt.
It forces a moment of threat management.
Right there.
I need to realize what I can do and how I can safely avoid that. And that was the first time we saw Ranai really take advantage of that. Ken went high to avoid the bowling ball, and Ranai was ready with the triple turnips that sent him skyward.
Okay, Ranai's doing a lot of jumps, not committing to anything. Ken's chilling back, going for the shield cancels because he saw the wood rocket coming in. Ranai looking for a roll. If Ken would have rolled left, Ranai would have had the correct read.
He's trying so hard to establish a presence right now. I feel like it's been so long since Ranai's even had a lead. It was so brief at the beginning of game 2, but this has been all Ken all the time right now. Good roll through again and gets the triple jab. 65 to 30, or 63 to 35 right now with a minute 45, closing in on 100 seconds left on possibly Ranai's winner's run.
He's hungry for it, applying pressure with that back air. Ranai at 63%, starts attacking a little bit of damage. This could be his first opportunity to try to steal advantage away from Ken, but just like that, he falls off stage, and it gives away stage control to Ken.
Yeah, once again, we see Ken lurking from center stage, going for that pivot grab once again, just running past Villager, assuming that Ranai is going to put out a hitbox to try and add on these percents, looking at 70 seconds now. 23% separate him, and Ranai's going to have to get 3 or 4 hits at least. Oh my god, as I say that, I've been proven wrong. A Nair into a Lloyd Rocket gives him the lead.
Only by a mere 5% with 60 seconds left. This is Ranai's chance to zone Ken as hard as he can. I don't think his game plan is going to be changing too much, though. He's going to be kind of committing to the same tactics. They're both neck and neck here with 50 seconds left on the clock. Trying to catch that shield with an up tilt, hoping that he was going to let go of it. Ranai using the wall jump in order to try to tack on an up air right afterwards.
What a low committal option there from Ken, too, standing directly underneath the shield, knowing that unless Ranai shield drops Nairs afterwards, there's nothing he can do about it, so just barely trying to tiptoe below him. But 6%.
Hits him with the neutral air, getting the stage spike. Ken falling down to the bottom. Blast him. Ranai putting a point on the board finally.
He's not done yet. The final nail has not been set. Ranai is working his way now, trying to make sure that this goes to a pivotal game 5. But he has to go through 2 of Ken's counter picks first to do it.
Okay, the stage shall be Town and City, Ken is thinking about. This will be a great counter pick for Ken. It allows him to a lot of mobility onto the stage. Kind of turns into FD for momentarily when the platforms go away, and as well as a low ceiling. So in case he gets a grab, up throw, up air could be a connection that you get at a sneaky percent. And also, he did catch it with the spring jump.
Unlike on Battlefield, these pivotal moving platforms on the side there will allow him to recover high as well and then spin dash off, opening up so many avenues into neutral for him. Oh, good low nair. Oh my god.
That
Ranai
was
trying to add so much damage so early.
That was almost the scariest start to a game I've ever seen. He like threw him off stage, dropped a bowling ball, hoping that it would hit Ken. But Ken kind of air dodged a little too soon.
It's kind of like when you see a Falcon just immediately rush in forward throw and go for the dare off stage. Just your heart stops momentarily because you don't know what's going to happen next.
It's the player trying to establish momentum early on. They wanted to just steal it before the other opponent can even start to get set up. The thing is, Ranai is playing Villager. Villager's a zoner. Meanwhile, you got Ken playing Sonic, who is a zone breaker. Their counters, like he's meant to just break through all the zones that Ranai's trying to set up, which is why he's playing so aggressive. He has him at a very bad spot. Ranai narrowly avoiding, actually playing Balloon Trip down there.
And it's such a great use of Villager's recovery there. It's one of the best recoveries in the game because you can go so low and stall for so long. And even if he wanted to, he could traverse underneath Town and City. Go to the other side of the stage, which Sonic would have the speed to do, but he's not going to be off stage and in danger anymore. Such patient play. Both characters, we see Ken stepping back and forth from center into that third, and Ranai just short hopping casually, whether or not he's going to throw at that slingshot.
And Ken actually connecting an up throw into an up air, which I previously stated, if he was at maybe 20 more percent, that probably would have worked. He's going for it again, opts to go for the forward air instead because he knows that's actually going to combo. Good awareness of Ken, knowing his percents and rage meters.
See the Lloyd Rocket to cover that stand up there. Ranai now actually completely just dominates and walks his way into center, but immediately forgoes it and starts popping these slingshots from the ledge again.
Ken opting to roll onto the stage. Ranai once again forcing a ledge option from Ken when he drops that bowling ball. Pivot grabbing him all the way to the edge of the stage. He's looking for that back air finish, but Ranai responds in kind with a down air, trying to get that trump as well. Ken in a sticky situation. Ranai continues the onslaught to the top of the stage until the spring interrupts the entire advantage that Ranai had.
And that's such a tough break there. Ranai got the single turnip. Single and double turnips are both 30% chances. Triple turnip is a 40% chance. You have a better chance of getting that game-changing spike that would have given him a massive lead in this game, which has been so pivotal. You look at how these percents have swapped back and forth, and that's really been the story we've seen in the first 3 games. No one has really established a wide margin of victory. And even now, oh my God! Ken is a madman. I want this man to go buy me lotto tickets right now. He saw the future, Austin. I wish you could see this man right now. He is awestruck, dumbstruck, impossible to say anything after the hardest of reads from Ken.
Ranai, I feel like Ken has been conditioning Ranai this entire set because that's not the first time Ranai has just run past Ken, expecting him to roll behind him and get a free grab. And that was the first time Ken finally, you know what, you're just going to go for the grab right behind me? Here's an F smash. Here you are, sir. The greatest bait of all time.
I mean, we saw throughout Game 3, especially where Ken would simply hold shield and Ranai would walk through and then walk through again and then walk through again, and he just wasn't having any more. That back throw!
Ranai finally connecting the bait from the bowling ball into a grab, into a back throw, catches him landing onto that platform. Ken had a 50-50 chance of am I going to land onto the stage or onto the platform, and Ranai guessed correctly. The last stock of game number 4 is commencing with 2.5 minutes left on the clock.
And for games that have gone down to the wire, these have been absolute thrillers from pillar to post. Oh, and the jabs evens it up now, and Ranai takes the lead again. 2 minutes now.
Ranai slowing the pace a little with those jabs because they want to be able to connect to be mashed A. Oh, hits him with the down air, forcing Ken back onto the stage. He's going to lead with a Lloyd Rocket, trying to get that grab afterwards. If Ken would have shielded, that grab would have connected. So Ken opted to just get hit by the explosion instead. It depends on how close Ranai is towards the Lloyd Rocket.
Yeah, you really have to weigh your options because Villager will have follow-ups out of these low percent grabs here, or at these point the mid percent grabs.
And I love, sorry,
no, go ahead. You have to realize that, like, I'm going to take probably only 10%, but if he gets this grab, he's going to continue in advantage state, whereas I can jump away after the explosion.
Another dashing back and forth. Ranai keeping Ken at bay with a bunch of slingshots. This is with the second neutral air. He's out of jumps. This could be Ranai's opportunity. Again, he's out of jumps. Manages to land back down onto the ground with that neutral air instead. Resetting back to neutral. This could be Ken's opportunity. Misses it.
And every second we get closer to Ranai forcing a game 5. We're looking at 70 seconds left and now a full 50% lead.
And he is camping the edge of the stage. He realizes what's going on. Gonna hold on to that ledge just like John Numbers was onto the ledge with Wii Fit.
And it's so crazy because both of these characters play this so well. You can see either player really being in this advantage state or this disadvantage state. And Ken betting it all on that downer. Somehow the up tilt not connecting as he stands up, though.
I feel like a lot of players like to go for some risky options off stage when they're at this deficit with less on the clock because they need a kill to connect sometime soon. Ken's going to continue to go for those down airs over and over. That Trump forcing Ranai to get back down onto the stage using an up air instead. 30 seconds on the clock. He has an axe in hand.
Yes, this 50% lead has gone nowhere. We're going to possibly see the forward throw, but no follow-ups aerially. He's going to stay on ground and get the forward smash!
But Ken running up to the edge of the stage, throwing out a forward smash with all of his might. He said, ready, go! Hits him, sends him off to the blast zone. Ken takes the victory over Ranai 3-1.
That was incredible because even as he did it, he hit that forward throw, and it was a little bit of a curious moment. You're like, why is he not following up with an